Hello, everybody. Welcome into Grip Lock Foundation's weekly disc golf podcast. I'm Trevor, joined by Connor.
What up?
No Hunt today. It's one of those rare episodes.
We're huntless.
If you're one of those people that only listens if Hunt's here, sorry. He's not. He's on vacation. So, this doesn't happen super often, but we're going to roll with it, and we're going to talk over some disc golf. We actually have quite a bit to talk about. We've got the Turku Open that went down this past weekend. Some exciting finishes there, even though the fields weren't super strong. We also had the World Games go down over in China. Some PDGA rules changes. They've actually been made official now. We'll do some trivia. We're going to talk about a few other things, as well as some rumors surrounding Jussi Meresmaa and what might have been his final disc golf event at Worlds.
Sneaky.
So yeah, let's hop right into it. We're going to start with the Turku Open. So Turku Open.
Now I'm going to tell you right now, Trevor, I'm going to be reacting to everything that you say, because I was driving the entire weekend for hours and hours and hours, so I didn't watch any disc golf.
Okay.
So I'm going to react to what you're saying and be like, wow.
Okay. Turku Open just went down. This was kind of the last of the people left over in Europe, along with the normal European field. So MPO field was pretty strong. FPO field not. Everybody had kind of dipped out of there, but nonetheless, pretty fun event. Decent course to watch. So MPO, we had Ezra Robinson getting the win.
Our boy.
Yes, pretty awesome for him to get his second win this year, followed by Calvin Heimberg and then Daniel Davidson. So just to recap, actually we'll go over FPO first. So FPO, we had Silva Saarinen taking it down via a playoff over, okay, here we go. I'm going to go for these names.
I believe in you.
We have Katie Alsalu, okay, and then Anelli. I had to listen to this one carefully. The J is silent. It's Tugas Manista. Tugas Manista. No, you said it wrong.
That's just how I say it.
Tugas Manista. That was my best. Tough names, but I've tried my best there.
Cool names, though.
Other notable players there. Henna had a DNF. She had the flu. Twinsies, I guess, on that. We both had the flu. And then Ida, who I have to, that's a new name I have to look for on the leaderboard.
I'd have to look that up.
Nice.
Sorry.
That's a new one I have to look for on the leaderboard. Obviously, the young phenom that almost took down Worlds. She took solo ninth. She was there, but Silva takes it down. It was actually quite eventful. So we're sitting on the tee of 15. Sorry, Silva actually has a 4-shot lead at this point. So it was looking pretty wrapped up. It wasn't going to seem like it was going to be very exciting. But then Silva shanks early release into the woods on the easy short par 3 there. Shanks, and then the thing that kind of makes it worse is she then tries to get a little aggressive out of the woods to try and get up and down. Shanks it directly out of bounds, which I think she did because Alsalu was parked for birdie. So she got over aggressive there, and all of a sudden, birdie, double bogey, and the lead is reduced to 1. So she's up 4, coasting it in. Lead is reduced to 1 going into 16. 16 is a tough hole. Par 4 with a really tight gap. And right after Silva missed that last one, confidence was definitely lacking and goes ahead and misses again super early. Has to kind of pitch out of the woods twice, takes another bogey. Now all of a sudden with Alsalu parring, it is no lead. So 4-stroke lead on 15. Now we're on 17. No lead at all.
Shoot.
Then you have on 17, Alsalu makes a great putt on 17 to Silva's par, and now she has the lead. So if we're tracking, now we have 4-stroke lead to a little lead to no lead to now we're losing by 1.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. 18 is actually ended up being a pretty exciting hole for both divisions. We'll get to the MPO, what went down, but basically you have a pretty short hay bale island par 3. It's kind of an interesting shape. There's some rolls in the ground, but it's a pretty small island. And but the shot, it was like any of these shots where it really is just kind of all mental. It's not a super difficult shot. There was wind, and that's kind of what happens because Alsalu goes first, swings it wide, and it just gets shoved down by the tailwind, and so she's out of bounds. She goes to the drop zone. Silva throws it 25 feet. Good shot. Which was her first good shot in a while. Mm-hmm. Then Alsalu misses the drop zone putt. Silva has a short-ish putt for the win. I would say it's between 20 and 25, and throws a bad putt, barely catches chains right. So we go to a playoff. So things were all over the place there. It was like Silva's easily winning. Silva just choked. She's going to lose. Oh, now Silva has a pretty short putt for the win. She's a great putter. Oh, now we're going to a playoff. So playoff, they go to hole 1, par 4. Both throw inbounds. Also barely inbounds, a little bit more out of position. There's like an OB carry on this hole to get to the basket. It's actually pretty well designed because the basket's kind of up against the OB, and Alsalu leaves it way, way, way short on her approach. OB, Silva gets it inbounds. That's that. Alsalu even has a putt to make Silva have to putt, and she misses that. So Silva ends up getting away with that one. I would say it definitely was kind of a must-win situation for her because with Henna DNFing, there wasn't really a ton of competition for there. Obviously, Kristen not playing well anyways, but she's at the World Games. The rest of the American field all cleared out of Europe. So that was like a handling business win there for Silva Saarinen. Not the prettiest finish there, but hey, a win is a win, and it'll certainly look good in her stat column at the end of the year. Now, moving on to MPO. So MPO, we had a much better field. If you look down the list, we had obviously Ezra Robinson, Calvin Heimberg, but we also had some other Americans. Gossage was there, playing pretty well. Isaac Robinson was there. Ricky was there, notably. Ricky, even in a weakened field, still couldn't really contend for the win. James Proctor, Alden Harris, Nico LaCastro. There were still some Americans over there. Marweed was there. Chandler Kramer. Anyway, so not a terribly weak field, and obviously some very talented players, but you were missing some of the elite players, and obviously Gannon being one of them. But nonetheless, pretty decent field, and it ended up being pretty excited. So Ezra Robinson, our eventual winner, he comes out first round with a hot 13 under, but then slows way down in round 2, kind of letting a lot of the field catch up. And going into the final round, they were pretty stacked up. As we get to the end of the round, it was really shaping up to be between you have Isaac Robinson a few holes ahead, who was kind of doing what he's done a lot this year, where he is just desperately trying to push and get into the clubhouse with a hot enough score, but he drops 5 shots in the last 5 holes with bogeys and doubles and just kind of, pushes himself out of that place. So it ends up being Lori Lettinen, Calvin Heimberg, Ezra Robinson, and Daniel Davidson that are really in it. I believe like on 14, they're all tied, and you have Calvin, though, is 1 hole ahead of them. So Lori, Ezra, and Daniel are on the same card, though. Lori bogeys 14 after a bad drive, and then he kind of fizzled out pretty quick. I think he parred out at that point, or maybe even bogeyed the last hole. So is really Calvin 1 hole ahead, tied with Ezra and Daniel at 24. As we go down the stretch here. And then the big turning point was on 16. So 16 is the one that Silva really messed up on too, but you have this super, super tight long gap par 4, and Calvin misses a long birdie bit, but then Ezra, who is coming up behind him, absolutely pipes his drive, makes easy birdie, and that is what gives him kind of his 1 stroke ahead ticket that he ends up needing as they go down the stretch, because Daniel, similar to Lori, just kind of fizzles out. He just kind of makes a bunch of pars down the stretch. So it really becomes a 2-horse race. Calvin birdie 17 with the forehand. Ezra gets it with the beautiful turnover. Always love watching, like, you see Calvin come through and throw the most like sawed off like inside forehand to get to a par 3, and you're thinking to yourself, like, man, is there really a backhand line here? And then Ezra just parks it, just throws a high flippy mid-range, and
That's
it's like,
awesome.
It really, like, sometimes
I love watching those shots.
Well, sometimes you can really convince yourself, like, how can anybody without the forehand win on tour? But the guys that do the backhands, like specifically like the Robinson brothers, I mean, they're just so good at throwing flippy mids like that they really make up for it. So they match on 17. But then 18, obviously, we have this island hole, so there's a lot to play with because Calvin's only back 1. He misses his drive. He saws it off, misses left, which is, they're really, all the mistakes end in the same place. He goes the drop zone, but he makes the drop zone putt, which is significant. It keeps him 1 back, and this drop zone putt is a long putt, and there's wind, so, if Ezra doesn't hit this island, he has to make a putt to win the tournament from pretty far, or else he's going to a playoff. So Calvin, even though he messed up his drive and he had a chance there and kind of squandered it, big time putt. So Ezra steps up. I think he had a Predator in hand. It looked like a Big Z Predator from the stamp I saw on it. But it's
a good disc.
He throws the hyzer line, and it's coming in left to right on line, but it's well short. And you have hay bales. I would say these hay bales are like, I don't know. They're not super tall. They're maybe like, they're not as tall as the Winthrop ones. I would say maybe they're like a foot and a half off the ground.
Okay.
And there's like some like rolling ground, but it almost kind of goes a little downhill in front of these hay bales and then finishes kind of up onto the green. Like, it's not a landing zone that would look conducive to a disc skipping or jumping. Let me just preface with that. And you see the disc disappear kind of over this little ditch, and it's like well short, and then all of a sudden it jumps like a salmon out of the river and like barely climbs. It's like a high jumper now going over this hay bale and barely climbs over this hay bale and lands in safely. Like,
that's crazy.
It had absolutely no business skipping or jumping the way it did. It was shocking. Like, It looked like it would have digged. It was not on a skip line, and the ground didn't look conducive to that. And yeah, it just takes a little leap right over. And so Ezra was able to lay up for the win with that, getting his second win of the year. So yeah, pretty dramatic fashion. Ended up being some exciting golf. This was the end of the European stretch. It's been since a long time. I feel like we've been doing these European events for a minute now. We had 2 majors, and now we are finally, this upcoming weekend, headed to Ledgestone.
Let's go.
And we are on the home stretch. Just Ledgestone, Idlewild. I might be missing one, and then a bunch of playoff events. We still got GMC, Maple Hill.
Let's bring our players home.
All the way, yeah. Let's bring them home safe. Yeah. Well, speaking of players that are even further away right now, we also in disc golf world had the World Games going down. This is pretty cool. So, for those of you who don't know, and this was myself until I kind of Googled into it. So the World Games, these are, I believe what I read were these are all sanctioned by the Olympic Committee, the IOC. And it's a pretty legit event. This was held over in China, and I believe it's meant for sports that are not part of the current Olympics.
Oh, interesting.
So I get the idea that maybe it's kind of like a trial situation, because like Ultimate was also in here. Like there was basically flying disc category, and like that is where yeah, they happen. Looks like
Scott Stokely had to be there.
Looks like they happen like every 4 years
he there?
or so. No.
This sounds like the most Scott Stokely thing I've ever heard.
Well, you're right. It does sound like it, but we sent like, I don't really know how we selected or like how these teams were selected. I mean, like I said,
who chose?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's pretty. Like, I don't know who gets that email, because like our team ended up being Gannon and Missy. These were mixed.
It's a good decision.
Listen to this. Like, this is the format. It sounds like a Ledgestone Discraft drop. There's so many like adjectives here. This is a mixed alt shot doubles match play.
Okay.
Yeah. So mixed. Obviously, it was a male and female competitor on a team. Alt shot.
All right.
Doubles. That's pretty normal. And then it was match play.
Okay.
So I think there ended up being 16 teams. It was cool to see quite a bit of different nations represented. It was also funny because, like, if you look through, like, obviously, we have like 2 electric players in Gannon and Missy there, but you also have like, I think the British team, like they had Rachel Turton, who's like a decent FPO player. You see it, but like their guy was like 977 rated.
Yeah.
Like there's just not like,
I don't know any British players.
Well, yeah, it's like not only do you have to have like, you have to find like a good player from that country, but they got to like be willing to truck it out there to China to go play in this thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that there was also like I feel like Slovakia was out there. Let me see if I can find the official list of teams here. I don't know. Disc golf. Yeah, it was under flying disc. I think they also, they like have like flying disc, 2 very different disciplines, disc golf and ultimate. So like it's just disc golf is just considered a discipline, and it has like a little description of it. And this was the first time that disc golf was in the World Games since 2001.
Wow.
And I believe I read that it was Barry Schultz and Juliana Korver took down gold in 2001.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
It's really funny because disc golf had like I felt like we had this huge like Asian presence back in the day because we had so many Japan Opens and like, or I guess I'm trying to say like we had a lot of international presence just outside of like just Europe, where now is like a lot of it is in Europe, at least on like the professional scene. But I'm struggling to find the. I know where I can find it. I can find it in the live scoring here. Yeah, so it was round robin. So you had Germany. Let's see how many flags I can recognize here. We had Germany, China. I believe that is Austria. I think that's Austria. Australia. I think that would be Serbia. That might be. What flag is that? We had France, Japan, Canada, Great Britain, Czechoslovakia, Norway, Estonia, Latvia, Finland, and the U.S. I think the flag I'm missing here. I'm using all my FIFA knowledge right now to brush up on my geography here. I can't tell if that is like Cambodia or something. Do we have an audio issue?
No, we're good.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it ended up being a round robin format. Basically, with the 16 teams, everybody kind of, or like they did like a pool play format. Everybody kind of played against each other in this match play format, and then after that, it was just like quarters, semis, and finals. In a shocking revelation, we actually did win. We won the gold, so that was cool. We took down.
Yeah, with Gannon and Missy, I would say we should.
Yeah, well, it was funny because the course itself, like I watched a good bit. I watched some of their coverage. I believe we actually had Brian Earhart assisting with the coverage, which was really cool because he's a good professional to be kind of tied in there. But it was like it was very like Chinese park style golf. Like it looked like the geography and the layout of the park, like everything looked like it was very clearly set in China. And some like interesting hole designs. I was really curious to see how they were going to approach it. It was a fascinating event to watch. It was like unlike anything I have really seen. And so I didn't know like how the course would hold, because like it was pretty short. Like the course, the park they were using didn't have a ton of space. So I wasn't sure like how the separation would be out there. And like there were some other legit teams. Like if you look through like a lot of the teams, the problem is they were kind of split. Like they either had one good player and then one that wasn't as great. I mean, the other well-rounded team out there was actually Silver and Kristen, and actually they ended up missing the podium. So the U.S. took gold. Finland ended up taking second. They had Evelina on their team, and then Latvia, dark horse Latvia, takes down third place, beats Kristen and Silva.
Wow. To
knock them off the podium. Actually, Latvia has like. They had a 10-14 rated dude, and then their FPO player was 922 rated. So, like, they were a decent little team.
Have we heard
there.
of either of them?
No, certainly not. I don't think I've ever seen the Latvian flag pop up on a disc golf event. I mean, this guy, Reniers Balodis from Latvia. Let's see it. What has he done this year? Has he ever played? Oh, he played Worlds, and it was in Europe. He took 76th. That's respectable.
Yeah.
He cashed. That's respectable. So yeah, I don't pretend to know anything else about a lot of these players. You had like Anniken Steen was there. The Canadian team, Thomas Gilbert, Sophia Donachie, like that's recognizable. But yeah, Manabu was there. Kajiyama, that's kind of fun. It is fun when these international events, you see some players pop into these rosters that you don't always get to see.
Yeah, that's a good time. But cool.
Yeah, World Games. They got really sick medals for it.
What is it that like motivates a player to go to this? Like, is there like a purse, or is it just like a cool thing that you go do?
Yeah, like, well, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's the World Games. You do it for pride, man. I mean,
I wasn't sure.
To be clear, a lot of these sports.
I'm just saying, like, I know that in like basketball, the best basketball players aren't in the Olympics.
Yeah, they are.
Like, I thought you guys had said something about how like they're not going out to
the best basketball players in the Olympics.
I can't remember.
There has been years where players have sat out the Olympics, and sometimes they clash with leagues. For instance, ice hockey is just now letting their pros go back to the Olympics.
Yeah. Okay.
So sometimes there's a clash there because with a lot of the Olympic sports, you have to remember it's like the height of a lot of sports, right? Like gymnastics, that's the height of gymnastics. But if you play basketball, the height is playing in the NBA, making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
If you go get injured in the Olympics, and you're just you're only playing for pride, your country's pride. So for something like this, I'm sure most of these sports, like let's see, we can find we've got billiards, bowling, canoe, cheerleading, fistball.
Oh,
that sounds cool.
I think that's boxing.
Floorball, handball. So there's some that actually overlap, it looks like, into the Olympic sport, like lacrosse. So like some of these, if you got called into this, you're like, I'm going because this is the height of achievement in my sport. Even for disc golf, it sounds silly to say, like it's not the height of achievement in disc golf.
Yeah.
Like, but also how often you get to play for this big old shiny gold medal.
I mean, I would do it. Yeah, it's sick. I just wasn't sure.
No, I think it's just a pride thing.
Is the canoe is there multiple different sports in canoe, and is one of them canoe dancing?
Well, I just can't. I have to know what fistball is.
Oh, they're just like punching a soccer ball.
In fistball, 2 teams consisting of 5 players each play against each other on a 50 by 20 meter grass court divided into 2 halves. This is way too long. What do? Is it like tennis, but you hit it with your fist? Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like you're hitting it across a net and then
so it's volleyball, but you punch the ball.
Yeah, wait, didn't we have
tennis, but you hit a ball?
It's fistball, man. I love sports. I love when they.
That's like volleyball, but okay.
We can't
in
laugh
volleyball, you volley.
We can't.
In
laugh
fistball,
at
you
this.
fist.
Are we like?
I'm not laughing at it.
Do people look at disc golf the way that we are looking at fistball right now? Are we that low on the totem pole?
Yeah, well, because we have frisbees. At the end of the day, it's always going to be a bit.
Yeah, but at least
frisbees
are like kind of tailored to what we're doing. Like fistball, like you're just punching a ball.
That almost is even dorkier that we have specific frisbees.
No, it's dorky, but like I feel like it's a little more of a real sport than fistball. But I'm sorry to all you. I won't even say that. I'm sorry to all you out there that love to play fistball.
I just want to know if the canoe has have you seen like the freestyle canoeing, like where they do like canoe dancing? It's awesome.
You talking about the kids that sit on the front of the canoe?
No, it's like these old dudes that sit in a canoe and they like do all these different like moves to music and stuff like that. I can't remember. I saw
somebody had reposted the whole incident from the last Olympics where they did break dancing for the first time and the Australian chick. Like we all forgot, I think, how bad that was and how like she single-handedly got breakdancing removed from the Olympics.
That is crazy.
Because it was a mockery. It was an absolute mockery.
Yeah, it's called freestyle canoeing. It's a great time. I'll show you later.
Yeah, I mean, could have fooled me with that. Okay. Yeah, so that was the World Games. Wasn't much to go over there, but pretty cool event, and we won. So we're down.
Let's go.
We're always down to take the dub. Okay, next thing.
We got the Pope. Now we got World Disc Golf. Let's go, America.
Yeah, U.S. on the way up right now. U.S. on the way up. Okay, PDGA rules changes. So obviously we talked about it extensively whenever these rules were proposed. But now the list of rules that have made it to official approval, which will mean it'll be effective on January 1st, 2026, have been listed. So I'm going to remind you of the scandalous rules that we went over, and you're going to take guesses at which ones you think actually made it through.
Okay.
So remember, we had the big ones were the player voting situation. So it was you don't vote unless you're the tiebreaker if you're the person involved. Just remember that one?
Oh, I remember it.
Then we had the allotted time differences. So if you were on the tee or a drop zone or like a set place or inside of C2, you only get 30 seconds. But if you're anywhere else, you get 45 seconds. And then we had the proposal of time extensions for Elite Series or major events. What do you think got through?
I think that the time allotted got through because it's pretty inconsequential. And I think that the player voting one feels like one that would get through, but I just think it's so silly.
Why do you think it's silly?
I just think that to give all the power to all of the opponents. to everybody who has a bias. Like, no one on the card, technically on paper, is unbiased.
Yeah.
So now all you're doing is taking all the power away from the person who wants to fight for themselves and giving to all their opponents.
Yeah.
Which just doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay.
But I'm gonna guess that one got through. I don't think that time extension got through.
All of them got through.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, just to remind you, the voting thing. This is the language because they struck out some of the language, but a lot of this they kept. So the new language here is all players, excluding the thrower, must participate in the first vote. The option with the most votes is the determination of the group. So if you're in a 4-person card, the most standard one be 3 people deciding the vote.
And then that also includes, right, that if somebody says they didn't see it, then it's a courtesy violation, right?
Well, hold on. There's a different addition to that now.
Okay.
So the thrower may briefly state this is in bold. The thrower may briefly state their opinion, but may not argue or lobby the group for an outcome. I find that so funny.
Yeah.
Like, what about my opinion being stated? Like, what's the difference between my opinion being stated and me lobbying for an outcome? Like. I personally think it landed in bounds. That's my opinion, but I also just lobbied for an outcome.
Yeah.
Like, so I think that's
I think it's in bounds. Will you guys please say it's in bounds?
If you argue or lobby for an outcome, you've committed a courtesy violation.
Oof.
If there's a tie after the first vote, which should only happen in like a 5-person or a 3-person card, then the thrower must vote in order to break the tie. It should just say, if there's a tie, obviously the decision sides with the thrower because he now decides.
Yeah.
The original proposal said abstaining from a group vote is a courtesy violation. They struck that out. Now it says players may abstain from a group vote if and only if they were not physically present. Otherwise, abstaining from a group vote is courtesy violation. You just run away. You just got to run away. And then you're good.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, the excessive time... if you were just,
I'm gonna weaponize that. Rule
that one is the most toxic because the whole that sounded a little bit like you were lobbying there. I'm gonna go ahead and strike you the courtesy violation. Like,
I just can't wait to be like,
carried around.
I think I'm in bounds there. Like, I don't know, I didn't see. You didn't see?
Yeah,
you didn't see.
If you carried
courtesy
around,
violation.
If you carried around this rule book, you could be evil out there.
Yeah.
Because like these time rules are where it gets really spicy because you get all these language they're adding in. So now a lot of time is different, and their reasoning for this makes sense. Where they're basically saying it is funny though that it's only 15 seconds, but they're basically saying like if you're throwing a putt inside the circle, or this is inside of circle 2, or you're going to a drop zone, or you're on the tee. Those are shots that you could rehearse ahead of time before you need to approach your lie. Mm-hmm. Whereas anywhere else on the course, you might have to wait for somebody else to throw, be a part of that, and then get to your lie. And all of a sudden, you're like, now I have to set. I do like that.
Not to mention,
that's a reasonable
on your tee shot. You've already practiced as well,
right?
You usually know what you're going to do going into it,
right? And that's a reasonable line of thought. It is just funny that like that the whole difference between like. Assessing a brand new lie or like walking up to a tee pad is 15 seconds is what it buys you. And it's so specific. I just love it. So, and then they also added, this is your allotted time. So your allotted time begins after the previous player has thrown and the player is next in throwing order and the player has determined the location of their lie and the player has addressed their lie and the playing area remains clear. And then it goes on to like 7 different ways that define when they've addressed their lie. And then that whole one is very annoying, but like whatever. That one won't matter because nobody is actually going to time these things. Where it gets the most spicy, and the funny thing is, Hunter and I both thought that this was not actually approved because it's not with those rules. But when you search time extension, you find out you have to scroll almost to the bottom of this page to find that it was included. So the infamous time extensions will exist now remember. These are not going to exist at your local events. These are going to be pro majors and elite series events, which I believe are also going to be classified as majors.
So most of us will never come in contact with these rules.
Yes. Well, no, just this one. The other ones, that's for
everybody.
everybody.
Rest of it's for everybody.
That's for everybody.
Oh, shoot.
This one is the one that you won't come into contact with most likely.
Okay.
So the time extension has happened. It's now, you get 2 time extensions. You can either call for it yourself or somebody can call it on you. Yeah.
It's just so
30-second, and you have to note them on the scorecard. You have to note when time extensions were given to keep track of when they were noted.
I can see it happening whenever I'm going for a deep straddle. Really got to get around that tree. And then all of a sudden, ooh, I got a cramp. You know?
Here's what gets me, and I don't think. Let's say this is what they wrote about the time extensions. I'll give them their side of the case. First of all, they say this concept has been championed by staff and players' council for several years. So the members of the Pro Tour Players' Council in particular believe it will help players make calls and will normalize self-officiating and have committed to helping nurture that culture. So the Players' Council is going to be out there narking, is what it sounds like. They're going to be the neighborhood defenders, the watchers of the night.
Yeah,
and
the neighborhood watch is what you're looking for.
Well, no, what does Dwight call them?
The HOA.
No, what is
yeah.
The Knights of the Night? Is that what they are?
I can't remember. I think so.
Or something.
Something like that.
So in any case, like that's the idea, I guess, that they're going to nurture that culture. Nurture it. And I think it's really funny because, like, what is the difference? Like, if you call somebody on a time extension, it's hardly better than calling them on time in general because, like, you're still just, like, you still have to say it.
Yeah.
Like, if you ask somebody that was, like, not confrontational, like, either one sucks. You don't want to say it. And the funny thing about this to me is, like, let's do a little bit of a role play right now. Let's pretend I'm lining up a putt.
Okay.
You're certain it's taken much longer than my allotted time. So you're going to say time extension.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Time extension.
Prove it. Now what do you do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to clock these things. So, like, does somebody have to second it? Do they write anything in there?
You don't have to. Wait, you don't have to clock it?
It just says. I don't.
Because before it was you had to have been timing it. You had to have a stopwatch or something.
It just says a player uses a time extension by notifying the group. Players may not use one more time. Player. It doesn't say anything in here about having to, like.
I think before it said that you had to have.
But, like, what do we expect? People to be walking around with stopwatches?
Well, I mean,
there were new rules implemented about going on being put on the clock, but this is
basically
different.
mean that, like, if I know that I'm on a card with somebody who is known for.
That's even more devious though if you pull out your phone stopwatch and they just turn, like, that's crazy work. But that's basically what Drew Gibson did to Cupcake in that Instagram post that one time.
That's funny.
Because, like, I don't think everybody.
But also, I could just have I could just have a still, like, screen on my phone where I had stopped a stopwatch at 45 seconds. I could just have it there. It'd be like time extension. Be like, prove it. And be like, look,
right here.
I
got it right here. I just, like, I don't know though. I understand, like, what they're trying to do. They're trying to fix a problem with the wrong solution. It's like it's the pace of play thing is an attitude thing. It's about the players deciding they're going to play quicker, and then, like, you can put players on the clock via rangers, and I think that helps if you're, like, actually really enforce it. But, like, asking the players to self-officiate time, it's not going to happen.
Why do they think the time extension is going to help self-officiate? Is it because I'm not saying you're getting a violation.
Right.
I'm saying, hey, I'm giving you an extension so that you don't get a violation.
Like, what? And all of a sudden, what happens when Buddy uses his 2 time extensions on the first hole, and then the rest around you're just in the same spot?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, that's what.
Like, he didn't learn anything.
I don't think people are going to call it any more than they were going to call, like, time violation. I think it would just be if you're experiencing, like, backups on the course, just saying, hey, we're sending an official out to put people on the clock. Yeah. That's going to speed people up.
It's a dead horse, and, you know, we beat it to death, but it is now, we had to beat it to death one more time because it was actually voted in officially now, so this is our life now. So we had to remind you of that.
Yeah.
Made it in. PDGA staff. If you want to look through the whole list, they have it posted. It is very long, and a lot of it is just them changing language of stuff. I mean, literally, like, I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling, and it just never ends.
No, trust me, this is a good idea.
And some of it's funny because they just changed.
No, trust me, this is a good idea.
I like it when they just change the letters at some of them. Like, this used to be subsection F, and now it's A, and then this one was like they've changed. They just reorganized a bunch. So whoever has to organize all this and do this and post it, honestly,
probably ChatGPT.
That's probably where our membership membership dues are going. Yeah, that's a good point. It's probably GPT-5 or whatever the heck it is. Maybe we ought to have that guy. That
guy.
We ought to have the AI thing rewrite the whole PDGA website and make it sick.
That's a good idea.
Put like insane like games in there, like the old Disney Channel website where you had like different, like every show had its own games.
Yeah,
remember that?
That was a good time.
You're gonna go to the top of the PDGA website and you're gonna be able to. This has a touchscreen. I'm a wizard. This laptop has a touchscreen, bro. I just moved the page. That was such a jump scare. Holy cow! I thought I was a wizard. Whoa! That didn't work.
Dude, I remember whenever I was in middle school and like having a touchscreen laptop would be like the coolest thing I could imagine.
Like they can't do that. Surely.
No way.
That big?
Like I wish I could just touch.
Just imagine going to the top of the PDGA website right now and you scroll down and there's an Owen Scoggins game in there.
Yeah, that'd be a good time.
Yeah. Anyways, that was Talking Rules with the PDGA boys. We're gonna do a little trivia game now, right after these messages.
I'm really excited for the trivia game you have planned for me, Trev.
You shouldn't be.
I hope that you tailored it towards your present company, i.e. your boy Con.
You're always my present company.
I know. But there's some games where I can kind of just hide behind Hunt.
No.
Like, what player did the best here? That's not my thing. Oh, no. Is that the game?
No. No, every once in a while I like to scrape through UDisc on their website. A lot of people don't know this, but they write blogs. They have a blog called Release Point. Shout out Release Point. It's a really cool blog they do. They don't just have courses and stuff. And they release a new little piece of research. Alex Williamson wrote this, titled "Which Countries Play the Most Disc Golf?"
Ooh.
And so he's got some fun statistics. The first list is based on which countries play the most per capita, and then which countries play the most disc golf generally. And so this is just like, that's just ignoring, population density and that kind of thing. So I'll ask you a few questions about this.
Okay.
First thing, I'm going to just see how well you could guess this.
Am I going to name a lot of countries?
Yeah, eventually.
Okay.
But we'll start with something easier. So how many rounds? This will just be a complete guess just to see if you can get this.
Okay, just a shot in the dark.
How many rounds do you think the United States had on UDisc in 2024? If you had to take a guess,
how many rounds in 2024?
How many rounds?
Oh my gosh! I mean,
I probably accounted for.
Oh my gosh!
I probably accounted for like 100 of them.
I mean, surely it's got to be millions.
More than that, honestly, for me.
More than millions for you?
Oh, no, I meant for my hundreds.
Okay, I think that a lot are being done a day, and there's 360 days.
You can use a calculator if you'd like, if you have like some reasoning.
Okay, I have some reasoning.
Yeah. Because like you could probably arrive at some things. The U.S. population of 345 million.
I don't think it's insane to say 1,000 rounds a day. I don't know. I don't have any idea. So I'm gonna go with that because that's all that I have.
Let's see where that gets you.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, so 1,000 times 360 equals.
How many days do you think there are in a year?
365.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I'm just ballpark.
Well, but you have to get because leap year. Every 5 years.
That only gives you 360,000 unless you incorporate the other 5 days, which I don't because of Sabbath and such.
The 5 sacred days never make the cut.
So we're ballpark 400,000 there.
Okay.
I think that's low.
Okay. Then maybe
800,000.
800,000 rounds.
I think it's gonna be in the millions though.
13.7 million.
Yeah, that's crazy.
13.7 million.
More than 1,000 rounds a day. That's crazy.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Makes sense. I mean, I just think about how many rounds are played in Lynchburg a day. That's got to be 100 upper hundreds.
13. I mean, I bet you in Lynchburg each day there could be 100 rounds.
Yeah. And we're a small city.
Probably not every day. Probably more like 25 to 30 rounds a day, unless it's a weekend. So 13 million rounds divided by 365. That would be 35,000.
How many days do you think are in a year?
35,000 rounds a day.
That's insane.
Yeah. So if you divided that by 50, that would be on average 712 rounds per state.
Okay. a day.
Does that really check out? And then if you were to like, how many counties are in Lynchburg? I have no idea. That's where you lose me. Yeah, so I think our numbers are probably pretty accurate though. Saying
That's
like 30
crazy.
to 50 rounds in Lynchburg. Yeah, pretty crazy. Okay, so now we're gonna look at the total list here. I want to see if how many countries you can guess on this top 30 list before guessing one that isn't on the list.
Oh gosh.
So this is the top 30, and so U.S. is at the top of that list. You can't guess them. Well, you can if you want.
Finland.
Oh, you're just going right for it.
Oh, do you have more things?
No, I didn't have any more things. I was just going to say U.S. is at the top of the list at 13 million rounds, and then at the bottom of this list is a country that has 3,000 rounds,
Okay.
and they're 30th on the list.
Finland.
Yeah, Finland is number 5.
Japan.
Japan is number 20.
Czechoslovakia.
Dude, you're just pulling names out of your bag right now.
Well, I just know there's a tournament there, or was a tournament there. So surely people play disc golf there.
Czechoslovakia isn't called Czechoslovakia anymore.
The Czech Republic?
I need to be. No, it's not that either. It's like
Oh,
what is it?
Dark Horse.
Wait, is it? Wait, is it the Czech? What is? No, it's called Czechia now. Oh, that's just a different name for it. It's the Czech Republic.
okay.
It's not Czechoslovakia. Wow, I really.
What is Czechoslovakia?
That is what it used to be.
Okay.
I think Cold War time. So I probably,
Okay.
when I said that earlier, I probably offended thousands of people. I think I said Czechoslovakia earlier.
the Soviet Union.
They're right next. Yeah, basically. I don't know what war decided that, but it's been decided, and it is the Czech Republic. They are on the list. Number 9, really good.
Thank you. The Roman Empire. Okay, so
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna go with the USSR.
I think I named all the countries I know.
There's no way the Czech Republic was like right there after.
Well, I just knew.
You know other countries.
I just knew the
disc golf. Like you can go with like well-known countries because disc golf is like.
Yeah. Okay, Japan. I said Japan. China.
Okay, Japan. Oh.
China's not on the list.
Is China not on the list?
Come on, Yikun.
Wow.
China's not on the list?
I don't think it is.
Let me keep going.
I'll give you. I'm honestly surprised.
Okay.
I'll give you one strike. You can keep going.
Okay, well,
One more strike and you're out, though.
Sweden.
Yeah, Sweden is number 3.
Yeah, shout out Seppo.
Seppo is Finnish.
Dang it.
Wow, we're doing great.
Is he?
Yes.
You're right, he is Finnish. Why did I think Sweden? Never mind. I'm going to go Yugoslavia.
I think that might also be a country that doesn't exist anymore.
That's not true.
Where's Yugoslavia?
I don't know. I just know it exists.
Yugoslavia, it doesn't exist anymore.
That can't be true.
Yugoslavia hasn't existed since 2003.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not true.
How many countries can we name that don't exist? Because now it's like it looks like it's like Serbia and Montenegro now over there. So that doesn't.
I think they
exist.
still refer to
So
it as
you can't-
Yugoslavia.
Yeah,
There's this YouTube series I watch, and this guy lives in Yugoslavia. So
he doesn't because he doesn't. It doesn't exist.
maybe he doesn't exist either. Maybe it's AI. Where's Kristen from?
I don't know if I can tell you that. That's kind of cheating.
No, I just forget the name of the country. Norway.
Norway's number 2 on the list.
Holy
You
cow!
filled out
I'm popping off.
most-
Scotland.
Why would you go to Scotland next?
Because that was in
No.
Greenland.
They're not on the list.
Iceland is what I was thinking of.
Iceland would have been on the list.
I think I
Yeah.
should probably give up.
Yeah, the Scotland one was tough. Yeah, you missed Canada.
Scotland is a big country.
Canada,
Australia.
Australia was another big miss for
Yeah.
you there.
Germany.
Yeah, Germany, Estonia was what you were looking for. The United Kingdom, Netherlands.
Estonia, that's what I was trying to
Latvia, listen, I was kind of talking crap about their disc golf team there. Well, I was kind of gassing them too, but they're 15th in the world. Like they're ahead of some other big nations. This is an interesting list. It is also just crazy that US is at 13 million, the second place country. Now, to be fair, like those Scandinavian countries
have a lot less people.
Right, because like Norway and Sweden and Canada are all like between 1 and 2 million, so significantly further away.
So we need a per capita.
Well, we have that.
Give it to me.
Because this is disc golf rounds per 100 residents.
Okay.
And on this list, Norway is significantly in the lead.
Wow.
Because they're at 32.84. That's how.
What Norwegian disc golfers do we know of?
Well, the Norwegian team that was just at the World Games, I believe Anniken Sten was their female player. I don't know.
Like who do we know?
I think correct me if I'm wrong, Google, but I think KJ Nybo was Norwegian.
I thought KJ Nybo was Finnish.
No, you don't. Oh, he's Danish.
Oh.
Best Norwegian.
I was a big KJ Nybo fan back in the day.
I don't know that if there's been like any insane. Yeah, Lieke Lorentzen and Anniken Sten are both good, but in the men's division, I don't really know that there's anybody there that's like insane. Yeah, their top player is this guy Peter Lund, looks like. Is he kind of a newer player?
Seppo Pai's from Finland.
Yeah, we said that. You didn't believe me?
I didn't. I had to look.
You kind of know if you watch enough ice hockey, you kind of know by their last name. Like if they're from Sweden, there's a pretty good chance their last name is going to end in son.
Are there any disc golfers from Sweden?
Eriksson, huh?
Are there any disc golfers from Sweden?
Linus Karlsson. Yeah.
and Leif Eriksson.
Yeah, like their names kind of follow patterns up there.
I must have been convincing Seppo with Linus.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Anyways, that was a little geography trip for you guys, and potentially...
That was fun. That was my worst nightmare.
Potentially...
I'm terrible at geography.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really geography, though. Like, it was
I
just
drove to New York
countries.
And then Boston this past week, and the whole time driving, I was like, I didn't know Maryland was here. I didn't know Maryland was in between us and New York.
It's kind of a little sliver. People kind of joke and be like, American. I can't speak. Maryland really got bullied because, like, if you look at the shape of their state, it's like they just got encroached on. Like, I mean, it's just kind of shoved up in there, and they get this little sliver off to the left, and then, like, even D.C. is right smack in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Maryland, like, when you drive through it, it's like, oh, we're in Maryland. Oh, bye. It's kind of like that.
Gabby told me that apparently it's like a fad right now. I don't think people say fad anymore, but
sure,
it's like a fad. It's like a trend right now.
Yeah, they say trend.
It's like a TikTok sound right now.
Yeah,
for people to crap on Virginia and say that Virginia is a state that would choose to not exist.
That's because, I think Virginia, like,
it's pretty understated.
It's incredibly, like,
before I lived in Virginia, I didn't think anything of Virginia. It's very
generic.
It had nothing going on.
But a lot of the East Coast states, if you're not south enough to be a beach state and you're not north enough to be one of those really historic states, like, I think, and Virginia is. And then also
you've got to be like middle of nowhere and have nothing enough to be like an ironic state that people use. Like, it's not North Dakota or it's not
right
Kansas. It's
Virginia gets a pass because our cousin West Virginia, they are the state that is like, you can hardly believe it exists. It's just trees and mountains, and their state capital looks like a factory.
That's true.
Yeah,
but people know about West Virginia because Mountain Mama.
But that's our state. That song's about the western part of Virginia. It's not about West Virginia.
Why does he say West Virginia?
Because he's talking about West Virginia. I'm dead serious.
Come on, Western Virginia.
We're learning a lot today on this podcast.
We're learning a lot.
It's good. Last thing we're going to touch on briefly. So Jussi Meresmaa, obviously the tournament director for this past Worlds, we kind of mentioned last week that he really seemed like he was pulling out all the stops. Well, it turns out he may have been doing so because he's done with disc golf. There have been some rumors swirling around, but then Paul posted, posted on his Instagram briefly saying, like, congrats on UC to your last event. So I think that kind of confirms that at least it seems like that could be his final disc golf event. There's kind of the Finnish disc golf scene here is kind of interesting because it's been known for a while, but I think that the beast might be done for good. Sounds like UC might be done, at least for now, but maybe for good in disc golf. And then I'm not sure that the Tampere course is going to hold up either. Like, I think Estonia is getting a lot of the future stuff. At least in the near future. So I don't really know what that looks like. It's kind of sad to see, like, we saw this culmination of disc golf with this really, really well-run event at these awesome venues, and it's like, well, we might not get back to that for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that could be it for UC and disc golf. Crazy.
That is crazy because he's been such
long-standing figure,
such
in
a
the
big part of
sport.
it for forever.
I mean, yeah, Discmania came onto the scene in like the early 2000s, and yeah, he's been obviously with them, and it's been a wild ride. So
it is crazy to think about.
He made
I wonder what he's gonna do.
Well, he made a ton of money when he sold Discmania.
Yeah,
if those tax documents we found were correct. So I think he's
close to correct.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do whatever he wants, probably. But yeah, that's all we got.
But what we hear about like UC is that like he's not gonna stay still. Like he can't not be working on something.
Yeah, no, he definitely is like he's a big time entrepreneur type guy. Like I'm sure he's probably just moving out of disc golf and getting into something. Yeah, he's going on to fistball. Yeah,
he's gonna create fistball mania. Fist mania.
I'm sure we got to stop going down that road. I'm sure he'll have a different venture, but yeah, I don't know if we'll see him in disc golf. Yeah, he's been a really, really big tournament director and course designer though for the sport, so kind of a big loss for the sport of disc golf. But yeah, that's everything we've got in disc golf this week. Sorry again, no hunt this week. I know it becomes a bit discombobulated and nonsensical. I'm getting over sickness. And Khan still hasn't figured out about the last 5 days of the year, so we kind of dropped that on him.
Yeah, I didn't know I was supposed to prepare for that.
I named a country that didn't exist. So did Khan. We're 1-for-1. We're 1-1 on that.
I'm on you, Yugoslavia. You're hiding.
I know.
You're
about,
hiding.
I know about like 5% of our audience probably gets a kick out of these episodes, but the rest of the grip blockers are probably like, alrighty, guys. But if you stuck through today, I appreciate you. We will be back to our normal situation on Monday. We'll have a preview show this week. It'll probably just be me solo in it, but I'll probably have Hunter's picks to preview Ledgestone. That'll be a plus event, so that should be kicking up on Thursday. And so we'll have the preview show up before that, but then we'll be recapping Ledgestone and the beginning of the East Coast swing on next Monday. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.